Hello everyone, my name is Shelly. Welcome to another episode of my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about waist training. So we're not going to be talking about waist trainers because we're not talking about those corset looking things that like squish the shit out of your insides and your fat and all that stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about properly learning the muscles of your core, learning how to activate and engage and stabilize them so that way you can create a smaller waist. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to be talking about the muscles of the core. Most people think that the core or the abs are just the six-pack that you see, and there's actually layers of muscles around the core area that make up the abdomen. So I'm going to show you that, which is this paper here. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see this very well. Let's see. But basically you have layers of muscles which make up your abdomen. So you have your transverse abdominis, which is the most deepest layer. And the muscle fibers in that area actually run horizontally. So they run this way. And then we got the rectus abdominis, which runs down. So those are the muscle fibers that make up that six-pack there, and that's that rectus abdominis. Those are the muscles over the transverse abdominis. And then you got your internal obliques, which run vertically this way. And then you got your external obliques, which are over the internal ones, and they run diagonally downwards. So you got all those muscles there in the front, and then you also have some erector spinae muscles, which are your low back muscles, which are in the back of you. Of course, they're your low back muscles. But they basically wrap around your whole entire core area like a corset. So if you learn how to properly engage, and if you learn how to work the muscles in all the muscles of the core, then you'll definitely notice your waist getting smaller. And you'll notice that you have, not only is your waist going to be smaller, it's going to be tighter and more stable. So I'm going to be giving you guys some exercises that you can do to stabilize and engage and activate that core. So let's get into that now. So first exercise, and I'm not going to actually show you guys how to do it because my videos are actually limited to 10 minutes. So I'm not going to show you guys how to do those exercises, but you can Google it. If you do request me to make a video on these exercises, I will be happy to. Just let me know. Otherwise, let's get into what those exercises are. So for the first one is going to be dead bugs. Dead bugs is a really good exercise for the rectus and transverse abdominis in stabilizing and activating it. The plank is a really good activation exercise. It really gets all the muscle fibers in your core working. So I would definitely make sure to include it in your workout. Another good one is side planks. Those are really good for your obliques and just for your whole core area. The next exercise, I would say, just to isolate those obliques, is some type of rotation movement. So it could be Russian twist, or it could be just like a rotation exercise on a cable machine, but just making sure you do work those core muscles, and then those oblique muscles. And then last, to make sure that you do balance yourself out, because you don't want to overdo your strength in the front, because that will leave you with a weak lower back, and then it can lead to like back issues or just back pain in general. So make sure you do include your erector spinae muscles, and you do some type of like back extension. You can do it on the floor, you can do it on a Swiss ball, you can do it on a machine. Any way you like to do it, you just making sure that you work your erector spinae muscles is going to help you to achieve that smaller waist in the back. Also, I want you to keep in mind that you cannot out-train a bad diet. So having a small waist has a lot to do with what you eat. For the most part, for most people who are just trying to keep healthy and in shape, I would say to go with the 80-20 rule. 80% of your diet is healthy and clean, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and lean meats. And then for the other 20%, you can be a little bit more lenient, have your favorite dessert. You know, don't deprive yourself, but also make sure that you're not eating a ton of sugar, causing excess fat to accumulate in your core area. Also, what I would recommend, just to make sure to keep that fat off the abdomen area, is eating foods in which burn calories when you eat them. So Google fruits that burn calories or vegetables that burn calories and make sure you include those in your diet, because they'll definitely help you to keep like a deficit in your calorie intake. In order to keep the fat off, you want to make sure you're burning more energy than you're actually eating or you're consuming. So eating foods that burn calories helps with that. Also, make sure you drink plenty of water. I would take your body weight and divide that in half. That's how many ounces of water you should have. And just for your core, as long as you're engaging your muscles on a lot of your exercises in your workout, you should see your core start to shrink. These muscles that these exercises that I mentioned are just specific to the core area if you are really just trying to go that extra mile to get that small waist. It's possible, you just gotta work for it, and you just gotta make sure that you properly engage the core and stabilize through that core. So I hope that helped you out. If you guys have any questions, comments, please do leave those below. If you have a request, like I said, for those exercises, I'd be happy to show you. Please let me know. Otherwise, until next time, see you later. Bye.